So let's just have a look and see what's around here. It's a nice park. There's quite a few people here today, which is very interesting. And then we have the car park that is down there. There's a car park down there. So it looks like this area is all the Dargol formation, so we don't want to go that way. Looks like a former house. Obviously the path has been upgrown, so it's not used anymore. And we actually want to go up that way. Someone used to have a house here. Very interesting. Obviously there's no house anymore. And looks like it's made up of sandstone. Yeah, it feels like it. And quite a nice rock that is. Yeah, definitely sandstone. So I don't know the provenance of it, so I don't see any fossils sticking out of it, so even if there were, it would most likely be eroded by now. So this will be expensive to make. And you can see the lamination. So the lamination, bedding. So bedding is when it's more than 1 centimeter thick, and lamination is when it's 1 centimeter or less. So this is definitely a sedimentary rock, and quite interesting. But that's not what we're here for. What we are here for is, look at all these weeds. Hope I don't step on a snake. Even though it's quite cold. It's only about 13-14 degrees today, so the snakes are probably not coming out. But snakes are pretty harmless until you decide to step on it and play with it. The snakes around here, what do we got? We've got copperheads. They're pretty aggressive. Brown snakes are the most aggressive. Red-bellied black snakes they're not as aggressive, but still don't touch them. And tiger snakes, yeah, they're aggressive. But all those are hunters, so they're more than likely is that they will feel the vibrations of your feet, and they will be long gone by the time you get close to them. Okay. So, and this is a weed, I don't know what plant it is. There we have raspberries. And oh, we have some kangaroos up there. Okay, so here we have some, put you back. It's an ant's nest down there. Yeah, I'll choose another rock to pick up. So, looks like we do have some, snail, some of this Greensboro basalt, and looks like fine grain. So this is supposed to have phenocryst, the alkali olivine basalt of augite and olivine. I don't see it in that rock. So if we just take the hammer out. It's going to be hard to break. And yeah, I don't see much in that. Okay, so we can see, yeah, it's very fine grain, so there's not going to be anything that we can get out of that. Maybe so. Okay, so here we have some more basalt. It's definitely basalt. So olivine, so you can see how it's been weathered, so the iron is showing through at the top, and you can see there's just a lot of the actual rock on the ground. A lot of it shows extensive weathering. When you go see the basalt outcrops of the newer volcanics, the outside of it shows similar type of weathering. And so I'm at the right place. Okay, so here we have some more basalt. Here's a fresher piece. Doesn't show very extensive weathering. And that is, I don't see any phenocrysts. The phenocrysts are probably quite small. So here we have another outcrop, pillbug and some ants. So you can see the grains in it, but with this camera the grains don't show up that well. So that is a very interesting type of rock. Here's another piece. It's a large chunk. So this is very interesting. So we'll just walk around and see what else we see. So I wasn't, from Google Maps, I wasn't expecting to find any of the rock in an outcrop form. You can see the large phenocryst. So that's probably, it's a light colour because of erosion, but it's hard to tell what the large phenocrysts are. Augite is usually a whitish colour. Nice insect, put it back. And oh, I forgot what I was talking about. So the other one is a greenish colour. So very interesting. And so my day was not a waste. So how could this have been formed? Well, most of this outcrop has been eroded, so what we have is the remnants of 15 to 20 million year old basalt. So this is all we have here. This is probably the leftovers from quarrying, because we do have a mound over there. It's probably a heap of rock underneath that they've left over from the quarrying process. And what would they use this for? They probably would use it for road paving, as well as here we have some more road paving, probably also ornamentation in the people's yards. So here we have a whole pile of rock that's been left over. So there you go, this one's been freshly broken. But as you can see, this has probably been hundreds or even thousands of years of being eroded. But you can see fresh outcrops of the actual rock. So that's nice. So we're talking about there was probably a volcano around here 15 to 20 million years ago. The volcano obviously is not here anymore. Oops. Oh shit, sorry. That's their nest. So if you open it up and there's ants underneath, or it's opening to an ant's nest, just put it back. So you can see the phenocryst in that one. That's probably olivine. And here's some more. So you've got a lot of new rocks here. So here's another one that's been freshly opened. Very nice. So, oh, where were we getting back? Okay. So, yeah, there would have been a volcano. This would have been extruded, and the extrusion would have produced a large lava field. And this goes to Lilydale, so this is probably just as extensive as the new volcanics in this area. But over the last 22 to 15 million years, it's just been eroded. So have a look at all that. So it's a geologist gold mine. And these trees here are probably 30 to 40 years old. Lots of kangaroos down there. So can you see a volcano generally over 15 to 22 million years? Volcanoes more than likely have been, as I said, eroded, but the thicker part of the lava flow, so probably the lava flow closest to the volcano, would have been left intact in a lot of cases. But if it's been interrupted by a river, so here we have, you can definitely see the phenocrysts, and they're quite small. So if the volcano was the source of a river, then that could have been eroded a lot more extensive than, oops, sorry about that, than the outer part of the flow that might have been further away from a river source. But more than likely is that this area is probably closer to the actual volcano itself, not this hill. This hill seems to be artificial. We'd have just piled a lot of rubble on top of here. But this hill here, the actual hill itself, so this mountain's artificial, doesn't seem to be artificial, seems to be natural. So this could have actually been part of the volcano itself, which is very interesting. I've never read any information on that. As far as I know, this hasn't been researched that much. The Mycenaean basalt field. And here we have a large collection of the basalt. So, this is all quite fresh with kangaroo poo in it. Very interesting. So we can see they've broken it all up when they've extracted the actual source, and they have so this is if you're after some basalt, then this is a good place to come to. Okay, so I get distracted with these beautiful rocks that we've seen here. So this looks a bit different than the basalt that we see in the newer volcanics. It doesn't have, newer volcanics doesn't have phenocryst that I've seen. So what we need to do is just take some home and use it for a comparison. And so what we do is you just break it open and just get a piece from the newer volcanics. Okay. So the volcano is probably in this vicinity, I reckon. Down there, it's the Anderson Creek Formation. And if we go over that way, we have the Dargol Formation. Oh wait, no. Maybe I'm getting... No, yeah, that's right. And Dargol Formation's over there, Anderson Creek Formation. You won't find many fossils in this said locality because okay, so here we're walking to the steeper side of the creek. Cattle bone. Steeper side of this pile of rubble that they've just dropped here. And as you can see, this is the bloody rabbit. You can see they have extensive piles of the basalt. A lot of it is, oh look at that, an arachnid. It's not a spider. It looks like it's related to spider. It's missing a leg. It's only got 7. Anyway, it's probably not poisonous. Put it back. And you can see a lot of it is extensively eroded. So what's probably left is the iron. That's why it looks a bit yellowish, reddish colour. And the manganese, the manganese. And I'm not too sure if the titanium's eroded a lot. The thing is that I haven't researched a lot of this type of basalt because there's not much information on it. I need to infer it from other deposits that are overseas that have been more extensively eroded. And as you can see here, this one's quite a yellow colour. You can still see the phenocryst in it. So the olivine probably is what is left in the rock. I could be wrong on that. If anyone knows, please leave a comment. I'm quite happy to be corrected. I don't mind if you make fun of me. Just don't be abusive. Okay, so you see the fresh rock. You can't see the phenocryst, but when it's eroded, you can see it quite clearly. So let's have a look both together. So it's quite nice. Okay, so I'm quite happy with this field trip. It seems that they've left a lot of evidence of the basalt flows under this ground. I'm not too sure how thick the soil is, but because this has all been dug up, I would say the soil is quite thin, probably only a few centimetres. I think the full rule of thumb is about 1 millimetre every 100 years. But now they've revegetated, you can see the plants, their roots will go down a fair way and would help break up the rock by going through fissures and fractures. So let's keep walking this way. Oh, no, damn. And here we have some more piles with a lot of weeds on it. Serrated tussock grass. This kills your dog if it walks through it. It's like 1,000 cuts. So I can still see a lot of evidence of the basalt. But back there at that pile was probably the best place to get samples if you're interested. And that's about it for this part. Most likely still on the basalt flow. But if we go down this way to the Anderson Creek formation, let's see what happens. Because the Anderson Creek formation has been eroding, see more basalt, has been eroding quite a lot longer. The soils are probably more extensive, so the regolith, probably like a metre or so in the flat areas. But I probably will not be able to see where the gradation between this Greensboro basalt and the Anderson Creek formation. So over this way there should be a anticline. Okay, I don't see any outcrop at all. Is this the main road? I think it is. Nope.